Hey there, welcome to Anystack.in. In this video, I am going to talk about loops and decision making. I am just going to make something with the combination of loop and decision making. So first of all, I will create a new file called 11 and let's name it loop and decision dot. So what I want to do, I just want to check if any number is prime or not. So let's see how we can do that. So first of all, we will start with void main. Okay. So how do we check if any number is prime or not? So suppose that if I want to check if the 10 is prime or not. So for the 10, there what are the factorials of the 10? So for the 10, the factorial are 1, 2 and 5. So there is 3 factorial. So if I want to check the factorial of 7, and there is one more factorial which is 10 itself. So if I want to check for the 7, what I will see? I will see 1 and 7. There is only 2 factorial. So any number which have 2 factorial, which means the number is only divisible by only 2 numbers. So in the case of 7, 7 can be divided by either 1 or 7. In the case of 10, it is divisible by 1 and it is divisible by 2, it is divisible by 5, it is divisible by 10. So it has 4 factorial. So this is a prime number because this has only 2 factorial, and this is not a prime number because this has more than 2 factorial. So I hope you got the logic. So we are going to make a program which will check if any number is prime or not. So let's see how we can do that. So suppose that if we are having a number and the number is 78, or I know 78 is prime, so let's make it 73. We do not know 73 is prime or not. If you know, then also let's forget this for now. Let's check this by writing a code or by writing a program. So how we can do that? So for this, we need to divide the 73 from all the number starting from 1 to the 73. If the number of factors which we are going to get will be more than which will be more than 2, it means that is a non-prime number. If that is 2, which means that is a prime number. So let's see how we can do that. So we also need to count the number of factors. So what we will do, we will make a list. We will make a list called factor and initialize it with empty array. In this factor list, we are going to add all the factors of 73. So first of all, we will write a for loop. So how we will write? I will write using first I will write int I equals to 0, I is less than length. So how we will get the length? Like in the case of list, we are going to get the length, but in the case of this, we are going to run this loop starting from 0 to the 73. So we just have to use the equal to sign here because we do not want to run up to 72. When I am using less than, it will run up to from 0 to 72. I want to run it from 1 to 73, so that I will divide from 1 also, I will divide it from 73 also. Okay, so now let's do I plus plus. Okay, so now we just have to check if this number is divisible by how many numbers from 1 to 73. So how we can check that? So for that, we are just going to take the number, like I will take the number. So this is the number, and I will try to divide this by I. So first I will divide the number 73 by 1, then 2, then 3, then 4, then 5, and after division, using this modulo operator, we are going to get the remainder. So let's write, this is the remainder. So if the remainder is equal to 0, which means it is clearly divisible by that number. So let's see, this is going to be combination of, again I am telling you, loop and if else, or you can say the decision making. So if the remainder will be 0, in that case, what I want to do, in that case I want to just add that number to the factor list. So if the number get divisible by I will add that I. If that number is not divisible by I will not do anything. Okay, so this will move further and further. So this is how it is going to work. I can take this from here and I can directly put it here also. Okay, if I want to do so, if I want to get this and make it here, this is also fine. This is the shorter way. Both were correct. Like if you will use this might be complicated for beginners, so that's why I showed you the first way, then I am showing you this way. So now let's run the program. So I will write here dot and the file name, which is 11. You see we do not get anything. Why? Because we are having a number, we are having a factor, we are adding all the factors, but we are not printing anything. So let's print the factor first. Let's print the factor. Now when we will run this, you will find that we are getting 1 and 73 as the answer, which means we are having only two factors. So suppose if I make this as something else, like let's make it as 33. I do not know if 33 is prime or not. So if I run this program, I will see that it is divisible by 1, 3, 11 and 33. So you can clearly see that this is divisible by 4 numbers. It means it is a non-prime number. So now it's time to make the decision. So I will say that if the factor dot length, if the factor is less than or equal to 2, in that case, or let's make it simple. So if the factor is greater than 2, in that case we will print it is non prime. If the factor is greater than 2, what is the number which can be greater than 2? Integer number. So integer number greater than 2 will always be 3, 4, 5 and so on. Else print prime. Okay, so I hope you got this point also, how this is working. Let's run this and let's see if it works. So let's clear the console. So it is saying it is non-prime number, or it is not a prime number. You can say it is not a prime number, or instead of it we can just say the number using the string interpolation. So you can say that 73 is not a prime number, or 33 is a prime, and instead of writing no, we will write number. So now this looks better. So if I will run this, it is saying 33 is a prime number, 33 is not a prime number. Sorry, mistakenly I read something else. So if I make it 47, it is saying 47 is a prime number. So I hope you got this point also, that how this is happening, and this is the combination of loop and decision making. And here I use lots of things, like I use the list, I use the add on it, I am using the modulo operator which I have taught, I am using the again the loop, if decision making, and string interpolation also. So we have used lots of concept which we have learned already. So this is a kind of revision for you also, you have like kind of revised lots of things. So I hope you got this point, that how you can use the combination of loops and decision making, and you see a real application. So thank you. If you face any problem in understanding this, let me know in the comment. And yeah, thanks.